Hey, everybody. Welcome to Saturday Night Hockey Talk. It's been a while, and it's kind of a last-minute thing, and I'm leaving this the thumbnail up there because I'm just admiring my work because they don't last long, and let's keep it up there. So Jeff and I are here, and we don't know what we're going to talk about, but we are going to somehow come up with stuff to talk about. So there's Jeff, there's me. Hey, everybody. Let's see who's here. Well, oddly, there's 7 people in the room, so thank you to 7 people. Give a thumbs up if you're gonna have, if you know, because you got to be clairvoyant, right? You got to see the future. You know you're gonna have a good time, so give a thumbs up. And doing that, we lost 2, so that tells you how entertaining I am.
They saw me.
Oh, we lost 3 now. We're in trouble here. I guess because we don't know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the hockey. We're going to talk about the Habs. Winnipeg series. We're going to ask anybody who might want to come up and join us a little later if they want to come on, and we're going to answer any questions that the viewers have. If we go any longer, we're going to have nobody in the room because we're down to 3. So wait, we didn't tell you guys about the naked women that are coming here. You got to stay watching for 10 minutes. If you watch for 10 minutes, naked women will appear.
I'll show you my ass.
Well, we said women. We just found something out that Jeff is actually a woman. We didn't know this before, but he's admitting it now.
Yeah.
Trans? Are you trans? Is that what it is?
No.
No, it's not that?
No.
All right. Listen. And listen, sex sells. But if you don't believe sex sells, we went from 3 to 8 and now 13 after I started saying that naked women will appear on this show. I was lying, but just the fact that I talked about it brought people in. So, yeah, it's funny how that works, right? Now we're up to 20. That's pretty quick. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Appreciate it. We're here. We're not going to talk about. We're not having naked women, but we will be talking about hockey, and we don't really have an agenda. It's not probably. It is going to be kind of wing it kind of show. But we'll play off of what you guys want us to talk about and some of the stuff that is in Jeff's mind, because I was sitting at home minding my own business tonight. And I got a text like, hey, let's do a show about nothing. So here we are. And the person on the other end there, next to me, over there. No, I can't get it right, Jeff. The fuck is going on? It's hard to do, I'm telling you. There, that guy over there. Anyway, it was Jeff's idea to come out here, and we always do Saturday night show when there's no hockey on Saturdays and in the off season. So why not? I just thought it would be a nice night to have off. You guys probably saw us a lot, but what the hey? Let's go to it. So I want to say hi to everybody that's here. Let's see who joined us. Daryl Adams, Massimo Delaney, Niners fan, Jacob, Harry Rice. Hey, Harry. Troy, the Hockey Kid, Franco, Rob Fry. Johnny Hockey's here. Wow. Hey, Johnny Hockey. Thanks for coming in, man. Petty. See, keeps the list growing. That's everybody so far who wants to talk to us. So, what do you guys want to talk about? So, Jeff, what do you want to lead off with something? You had one thing that you said, I got to talk about this, and if you don't let me talk about it, Rick, I'm never coming on your show again. So what was that?
Go Leafs, go.
Now, if you didn't know, if you were wondering, now we know. Yes,
too soon?
Bad.
Too soon.
I'll wait another week. Too soon. It's way too soon. Hey, Shamir, how's it going? Roger, how's it going, guys? So a little later, you guys, if you want to come on, the regulars, and if anybody does want to come on, ask a question, let me put this up so you guys know what to do. So you just follow these instructions that are scrolling along the bottom of the screen. If your screen's not big enough to see that, I can actually, give me a second, I'll just change it from scrolling to this. So just follow those instructions, and you can get yourself on here. Now let's go back to the people in the room. Hey, Robodario, Dave Boozer's in the house. Uh, hey, Rick, do you think Tatar is hurt? Don't you think he should be in the lineup? That's a good question. What do you think's up with Tatar?
I think they should have traded him.
Okay. I mean, it's good you said that. Now, either A, he's hurt, which I don't think he is, or this kind of signals them saying, Thomas Tatar is expendable at this point.
Seems that way.
Right? I mean, what else can it be? So I don't think Thomas Tatar is hurt. But
I'm sure he's got something nagging, but
everybody's hurt to some extent at this point. But I was saying it earlier, like a couple streams ago, that I think it kind of signals that I don't expect Tatar to be back. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, I heard there were a lot of goals in that. Did you see the Tampa game? No?
sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't hear you.
Gotta take care of business. Did you see the Tampa game at all? Tampa Bay, Carolina was nuts today. 1 million goals. I heard there was a lot of scoring.
I didn't see it.
No. Yeah, I didn't see the game, but yeah. Oh, hey, Johnny Golden. I accidentally clicked. I wanted to say, Jeff, Shamir's getting on your case.
Well, it's funny. We talked about this before we come on stream, and
yes,
I said to Rick, you don't wear the T-shirt of a band of the concert you're going to. You wear another band's T-shirt. So that's what I'm doing.
So, what hat should I be? Well, I'm wearing a Montreal hat, so I'm in Montreal, so I should not be wearing a Montreal hat because I'm in Montreal.
And I'm sure Delaney will back me up on that.
Only if he gets his ass in here later if he wants. Tatar's odd man out at the moment. I mean, I don't know. Is it that? Or I don't know. Sorry. What do you think?
Well, I think Caufield took a spot. I think that's what it boils down to.
Caufield didn't take his spot per se because he's not on the left side or on the first line, but you mean just on the active roster.
Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, Lehkonen had a freaking good game. You know what? Lehkonen had a really good game. He was all over the place with energy and effective, and he got the assist on the goal. And I thought Lehkonen had a really good game. So don't know that Tatar would have done any better than Lucky.
Yeah, I'm just reading Harry's comment there. I don't know how they – if he's not going to play in the playoffs, how do you bring him back next year?
And playing great. I think it spells the end of the time. Yeah, well, that's what I've been saying. I think it does too. Let's put it this way. If they can go through the rest of the playoffs, or even say this whole – assume they're going to beat the Jets. It's an assumption for a hypothetical situation. And that happens. Then do they really need him at that point, right? They're able to get through a series without him. And that means that their depth and their kids and all that, I mean, they're progressing. And he's a free agent. And the money that he's probably going to be asking for, you don't need to spend on him. The way it is. Business.
It sucks. Yeah, that's exactly the answer. This is the business of the game.
It's a business. That's the way she is. Let me see now.
What's going on with Romanov? Who knows?
Wait, where are you? Where? Just tell me who's calling.
Shamir's.
How far down? Oh, all the way to the bottom. What is going on with Romanov?
Don't know.
Well, I think it's a question of if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I think that's what it is now. Yeah.
No, I mean what? Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, but I mean at this point, they're on a 5-game win streak. It's not like Gustafsson played horrible, and they played a little over 10 minutes each. the third pairing. So it was a little bit more. I'd rather see the third pairing play a little more than that, but I guess it was passable. Good question to that is this: how do you think going forward the amount of ice time and the responsibility that the top four is getting, considering the age and all that of Weber and Petrie, how's that going to affect them the farther we go into these playoffs?
They better make this round quick.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't think it's a recipe for long-term success.
It doesn't seem like it. I mean, unless Weber manages to dig deep. Listen, Sherratt and Edmondson, they're young enough. Petrie basically hasn't really shown his age yet. Not really. So basically, if Weber can hang on for it, I mean, could be okay. But I mean, I don't think that's a long-term recipe you want to go with.
But I think they can gradually increase and decrease the minutes of Weber and increase the minutes of Kulak and
Gustafson.
And Gustafson. Well, I don't think Gustafson's going to be in there every game. I think you'll see Romanov.
I think we'll see Romanov.
I think that last spot's going to become a rotation, and that might be how they bring Weber's minutes down and keep fresh bodies in there.
You got to do that. And I think personally, I think in the back-to-back, so Monday, I think it's a good chance we'll see Romanov Monday.
Yeah,
Get some fresh legs in there.
I thought I saw before this game that he was going to be in, but
no, they decided not to change. And I don't know anything for tomorrow's game, and I guess it's a possibility tomorrow. But one of the two games here, you got to think they'll bring in some fresh legs. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're saving him for round 3 if we make it.
Well, I don't think you want anybody sitting too long.
No, and the only guy that you kind of aren't really worried about that he's sitting is the backup goalie, right?
Yeah,
because there's no choice. You're not bringing him in. I saw some not
the way Price is playing.
I saw some radio personalities today on Twitter saying that they thought Allen should come in for game 3 to give Price a couple extra days rest. It's like you're a radio personality, a sports personality. You don't know better than that in the playoffs?
Well, I think it's because of this weird situation where there's back-to-backs. Like, you don't normally have that in the playoffs. So I understand the thinking of it.
If Price hadn't missed 13 games at the end of the season, right? So he's rested. Like, he should be able to handle the workload in the playoffs, considering that he missed some time.
Yeah, but it's high stress.
Now he's having fun. You see the quote from him today yesterday about something about what does he think about the pressure of having to win? Something like that, and he goes, it's fun.
Yeah,
he loves it.
I mean, like Shamir's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if you don't,
I think that's where they're at with Romanov and Tatar, right? Like,
yeah,
I really think that's what it is. Unless somebody gets injured or really
isn't that kind of a thing for the playoffs?
Struggling.
I mean, isn't that kind of thing for the playoffs? If you have a lineup that's winning, if somebody was out, it doesn't mean that they're getting back in the lineup right away because this lineup is winning. You don't want to maybe sometimes put that other guy in, changes the chemistry, changes your result.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of surprised. Well, it was a coin flip between Tatar or Lehkonen that was going to get in after Evans. Went down.
Yeah.
But I was surprised to see Evans up on the top line, which that was interesting. I mean, I wasn't opposed to it. I've been championing Evans all season, so I was quite happy to see him there.
And they put Lecky there to replace him, so.
And Lecky's kind of the same type of player, really good defensive responsible player, doesn't score a lot of goals.
High energy. Yeah. So, I thought it worked well. Somebody's asking about the same thing for Hellebuck. Does the Jets play their backup? Nope.
No, I don't think.
Hellebuck's young. That's number one. So he's a lot younger. So why would they? It's not like Hellebuck played bad. Hellebuck gave up one goal.
One goal.
I mean, you can't come down on a goalie in a playoff game for giving up 1 goal. So it wasn't the goalie. He played well. He was good. No, Hellebuck keeps the net.
It comes down to the question: if you told Winnipeg fans Hellebuck would give up 1 goal in game 2, would they take it? Yeah, they would.
Well, any game in the playoffs, your goalie's only going to give up 1 goal. Yeah, give me that every day. How many? I mean, it'll happen in the playoffs more than the regular season, but how many games all year are 1-0 anymore? Not a lot.
Nope.
So, yeah.
Nope. Not too many 1-0. It's not the 90s.
Hey, Delaney's finally back in the room. Hey, Delaney. Yeah, Hellebuck's solid. He's not coming out. People said we were cup contenders after the first 10 games. Take it easy. Calm down. Well, you got to say this, though. However you want to look at it. Whether we are cup contenders or not, if we beat Winnipeg, well, when you make the top 4, you're a cup contender. I know. Listen, I'm not, but you are. I mean, no, they're the bottom of that. They're the bottom of the barrel of the 4 going in. I mean, it has to be, but the top 4 are cup contenders. I'm sorry, in that year. I'm not saying it carries on or whatever, but for this year, we become cup contenders.
Yeah, but
that's all. I mean, that's still a fact.
I think we're, no matter who we play in the next round, if we make it out of this round, it's going to be tough. Extremely tough. It's going to be,
without a doubt.
It's going to be.
Does it mean they can't win? No. Does it mean they can't win? No, because so many things can happen in a game that you can't say for sure. But I mean, I wouldn't bet on their chances going against the Avalanche or the Knights right now. No. But I'm not giving up on it.
It's going to be fun. Winning the North and coming out of the North is going to be.
I'm going to like that.
Satisfies my taste.
Well, I'm going to like that because I called for that going in. So I had them coming out of the North. I had them also winning the division as far as regular season. That didn't come out, but I'll take them coming out of the North.
Well, it's very well possible. They're halfway there, so.
Yep. And you know what? It's a tall order to ask any team to win 4 out of 5 games. In the playoffs, especially.
Yeah. And everyone in the chat saying we have Price. Yeah, but Price is one thing, but the Avalanche have Grubauer, he's a Vezina finalist this year. Gold Knights have Marc-Andre Fleury, who's playing amazing. The Islanders have Varlamov and Sorokin. Like, everybody at this point of the year has great goaltending. Like, there's...
But we're on level playing field there, so...
Like, to discount, like, say, Price, we got Price. Like, is Price enough? I don't know. Maybe.
It is enough in only one way, and I don't know... I don't know that you can win 2 series with a strong defense, which can go south on us at any game, but strong defense and great goaltending can win you games, can win you a series. I don't know that it can win you a cup all the way, though. Like, if our scoring doesn't stay consistently,
that's not a knock on Price. That's a knock.
Not a knock on Price at all. That's not a knock on Price at all. It just, listen, goaltending is going to get you just so far as well. You got to score, if you don't score, and if the 1-0 is going to be typical going forward, no, it's not going to be enough. But I don't look at it that way. A 1-0 game in playoffs is it's not that unusual that you could say, well, but they're scoring. It's just a game. On a one game at a time, it's just a game. It's a win. That's all that counts anyway in the playoffs. And tomorrow's game, it could be, I'm calling for it to be 2-1. Not a big step up, but that's how you win in the playoffs. You don't win necessarily by scores.
Perfect examples. Look at the Avalanche and the Knights' first game. What was it, 7-1 for Avalanche?
I don't know. I didn't watch. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Like, that don't mean nothing today. The series is tied, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's the whole point, right? Playoffs, the thing in the playoffs is you win. If you win, that's what counts. Not necessarily how you win counts from game to game.
It doesn't matter if you win by 1 or you win by 20.
Right. That's it. That's how I mean, I don't know if it's a good way to explain it for me, but that's how I look at it. That's why I can be maybe have more enthusiasm, or it's not the word I'm looking for, but optimism for it. Is that I don't care that they won only 1-0. It's a 1-0 win. It's a win. And it's one of the probably the first nail in the coffin for Winnipeg, because that they really have a uphill climb now. Got to win 4 of the next 5 games. I don't care who we are. That's not easy.
A series isn't a series until you lose a game at home, right? Like, if that's what it boils down to right now. Like, if Montreal comes home and loses a game, then it's a series again, right? Like, right. So that's what it's always about.
Oh, well, yeah. Just because it looks like we're going to cream their ass doesn't mean we are. Tomorrow could be not as nice as we're hoping for. But that's the beauty of sports, right? If you don't put yourself out there to win, if you don't give it all you got, you don't try, you're not going to win. You only score on the shots you take, not on the shots you don't.
Delaney, no, I don't think they'll sweep. I mean, I hope they do, but I don't think they will.
I actually called for it. I called for it today.
It's hard to sweep.
Goddamn it is. That's why it's a hot take. I call it a hot take. I think first of all, it benefits. I'm calling for it on for a lot of reasons. I mean, first of all, it benefits them to end it because it'll catch them up to the other series, so they won't. And they might even get a couple of days of rest instead of one day off and into the next series. I just think the way they're playing, they have a good chance to take advantage of it.
They do, but
it's still hard. Fourth game is the hardest game to win.
It's hard. Well, ask the Leafs.
No, but it is. But it's. I mean, it's the fourth game is the hardest game to win,
and
that's why it's hard.
They've got one of the best goalies in the world, so I'm never counting out Winnipeg as long as Hollebuck's back there.
No, 100%. Listen,
it's going to be just. It's going to be just like Game 7 the other night for us. I didn't believe that they were going to win that game until literally the buzzer went. The whole game, I was sitting there. I'm like, this game's not over yet.
No, it wasn't over. It didn't mean no. I saw the way Toronto was playing. I thought, the way I've been calling that it was going to happen. Yeah, it looks like it's going to happen. And nothing that Toronto did really changed my mind.
If the 2 games before that, we had a 3-goal lead in the third period, and Toronto was doing nothing.
Every game's different. Every game's different, though. There was nothing to show that Toronto was going to mount a comeback.
All it would have took Toronto was 2 shots, and they were right back in that game.
Yeah, but by the same token, 2 shots by Montreal could have put it out of reach too. Same thing. It's a hockey game. Granted, they had more skill, but their skill was not showing at all in that series after Game 4. So there was no reason to really think that it was going to show up.
I think you're being a little too cocky since we won.
No, I said this. No, if I had listen, I'm on record saying that how I thought it was going to go, and it's how it went. I'm not cocky. I'm cocky only because I got it right. I'm only cocky because I got it right.
Yeah. Well, all I know is there was like a minute left in that game, and I still didn't believe it was over. I was like,
I was saying though that it's not over yet. Because if you let your guard down and go, oh, it's over. If they do that, well, it's not over. So it wasn't over. But no, I saw how they were playing. Everyone was saying they're going to come out everything they got and throwing whatever at them, everything, and started out like what? If that's all they got, they don't have much.
I think you're being Homer.
Homer's my favorite character on The Simpsons. Shut up. Of course, I'm being a bit of a homer, but no, I said it in the live stream. Listen, you don't believe me? Just go back and watch my videos. And probably for the first time because I don't think you watched it at all. But no, I said I did say this stuff. So
I know you did.
Stop busting my chops. It's not talking Habs with Jeff. It's talking Habs with Rick. Remember that.
I guess now I'm a Jets fan.
Now you're a Jets fan. Yeah. Yes. Anything but. He is a was it ABH? Anything but Habs.
Yeah.
That's what he is. See, people are backing me up there. I said it. See, man. My peeps is backing me up. Rob.
That's fine.
Caufield is getting better every game he plays. What do you think about that, Jeff?
Score a goal.
At least Jeff's consistent about it.
I want to see him score a goal.
Yeah, so do I. You know what? Sometimes a rookie, right? First year. But at least he's getting the opportunities. He's getting the shots.
He had like 6 shots last night?
5. He had 5.
5?
Yeah. One of them will go in. Once he gets the first one in, they'll start going in.
I'm not a believer, Rob. Sorry. I shouldn't say that. I'm not a believer in what everybody else thinks he's going to be. I have an opinion of what type of player he'll be, and it's not Ovechkin like most Habs fans think.
We'll ignore what he said there. Gentlemen of the jury, ignore what that witness has said.
I think he could be very capable of a goal scorer in the NHL, but I'm not a true believer in thinking that he's going to be a dominant scoring force. Rocket Richard trophies lining his shelves for the next 10 to 15 years.
Well, no, but that's ridiculous to say that.
Well, it's what most Habs fans think and expect. So,
well, I think I thought that right away, but I mean, I think I'm more realistic now. What I think.
I think he'll definitely be a goal scorer. Is it going to be 20 goals, 30 goals, 40 goals, or 50 goals? And it seems like a lot of people are in that 40 to 50 range, where I'm in that 20 to 30 range.
No, I think a career year type thing, maybe. But I think the guy can score 35 regularly.
That's fair. Yeah, I think he can be a Brock Besser type player.
Yeah, I'll take 35 goals regularly from him.
DeBrincat. I mean, that's the only reason to compare him to DeBrincat is because of their size and the fact that they're both snipers. But Caufield's game and DeBrincat's game aren't really the same.
Oh, we'll see what happens. Listen, first year, give him a couple of years before we know.
And the other thing with Caufield too is he's really going to need an excellent playmaker on the ice with him. Yeah,
well, we got a couple here.
Hopefully, Troy. That'd be nice. I'd cheer for that. Naslund was one of my favorite players growing up.
Well, which one is it? Naslund was a 47-63 guy one year. Uh-oh, fire.
No.
Who calls you that late, Jeff?
I don't know.
Who calls anybody anymore anyway? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mats Naslund hit, I think his career high was 43 goals, 67 assists, 110 points. If Cole Caufield gets me 110 points, well, the team, 110 points one year, I'm going to really be liking Cole Caufield. Who wouldn't? Perry with Caufield is where it's at.
For this year, maybe next year, but...
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously...
Corey Perry's not a long-term thing here.
Definitely not long-term.
Like, seriously, like...
Shamir wants to know if that was Mr. CC himself texting you.
It was. I didn't want to say.
They were rendezvousing somewhere later. Maybe it's Service Canada wanting to make arrest of Jeff. at what, 11 o'clock at night. Service Canada is not working.
You mean Kanakistan?
In Kanakistan. Let's get political. Let's get political.
So, one of the questions that I did want to talk
it's
about.
Saturday night. We're having fun, right? By the way, just before we get to that, if you haven't given a thumbs up, please give a thumbs up. And you're just not listening to me. Give a thumbs up if you're having a good time, and hit that subscribe and ring that notifications bell. And Jeff is going to talk now.
I was going to say, we got 30 people here now, so it's a good time to ask this question because we're going to get some responses. I don't know how many people here were around for 93 or watched in 2010, but the comeback against the Leafs, where do you compare? Would you compare that to a Leafs or to the 2010 comeback against Washington in the first round? Or would you compare it against the comeback against Quebec in 93? Although the comeback in Quebec against Quebec, I think it was only 2-game deficit, but it was still pretty amazing because, I mean, the Habs backed into the playoffs in 93. There's a lot of similarities there. And born in 94, looks like 2010 or 2005. Maybe.
Well, in 2014, they didn't face. Did they face a comeback like that?
No, it's just somebody saying that they were born, so they only know.
Oh.
Like, to me, like that beating the Leafs felt like when we bet Quebec, major rival. It was hostile. It was everything you want in a hockey series. Young, up-and-coming team versus a team with a dominant veteran goalie. Like, it was just
it would have to be that one because in my lifetime, I don't really remember 70. Well, in the 60s, I don't really remember them, but is 71? Was it 71 we won? 71 and 73. I don't really remember, but I know 76, 7, 8, 9, 86. I don't think we had to come back like that. Maybe in 86. Did we in 86?
Well, I mean, they made a run with a rookie goaltender in Patrick Law in 86, but I don't remember.
I'm trying to think who they beat. I don't know that there were any comebacks like that. So, yeah, I mean, maybe it's the Quebec one. Because every time before that, I mean, we were just always ahead.
And the other part of what I meant to say is, like, the fact that it was the Leafs, like, the same thing. It was, like, the fact that it was Quebec. Like, that, to me, like, that's the part. Because it's, like...
That's why I wanted Toronto.
Like, Quebec was back in the... Even when Quebec was horrible, it was still a terrible rivalry between those two teams.
Yeah, but they weren't horrible. Violent. They weren't horrible in what year was that? 93.
No,
93. They weren't horrible in 93. So they just needed really better goaltending, which is what they got the next year, or 2 years later, when we sent them after in Colorado. Yeah, the Nordique rivalry was probably is the most intense rivalry I've ever seen. So that was huge. But considering, I mean, the Nordiques are gone a long time. Montreal hasn't played Toronto in the playoffs since so long. This was pretty huge for me.
Oh, and that's like, it was like, to me, that's like what I'm saying. Like, this feels like 93, like when they beat Quebec. Like, that was huge.
You know how, you know what? It might even be bigger. You know why? The hype train for the Nordiques was not like the hype train for Toronto.
No, right? But the rivalry is the same.
No, but because of all the hype with Toronto, I wanted even more for all the goddamn hype that and chirping that came my way, that, you know, so I wanted it even more. So it was kind of a little bit bigger that way for me. But I think, yeah, I would equate those two together for me.
Oh.
I don't think anybody else has a different one. I don't think there's another one that you could. Oh, I thought that was Boston. Was there a Boston series like that? I can't think of one.
There was tons of times Boston and Montreal played, and I don't remember it ever being as dramatic as that. I mean, everything felt dramatic back then, but
yeah, I don't know. I
can't remember any times where Montreal was in a big hole against Boston. Okay, no, baby, you can't go into there.
Where they came back out of the hole is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Shamir says 2004. Details, Shamir. Boston versus Boston, we came back down 3-1.
Did we? I don't remember that. I mean, I do remember every time we beat Boston. I didn't. Okay.
I think because the sheer number of times Montreal and Boston have played in the playoffs kind of dilutes that. I guess dilutes that. You know, because it's Toronto, Montreal has not been like since forever. Why would you want everybody to ask me for an invite? I'm gonna go check and see if I got any. Okay, talk.
Yeah, I remember that second owner.
Nobody asked me for any invites. All right. Nobody wants to join us, Jeff. We're not very popular tonight.
Well, we got 20 people watching us.
Oh, I get it. The Washington series was the Kovalev slashed to Kobe's hands where he just stopped. He couldn't continue after the slash. I kind of lost a little respect for Kovalev after that.
Yeah, Rob. Like, it's because they went on to win a cup that year. So, and I remember it because I was like 12 years old. It was like the greatest thing because at that time, like a lot of my friends were either Boston fans and Boston got put out. And then a lot of my friends were Pittsburgh fans and they got put out. And Montreal was down and came through. And it was like they dodged so many bullets that year. It was unreal.
What year was that?
93.
Oh, well, yeah, all the overtimes. And then it got to the point where we're going to overtime. Yeah, we're going to win. That's what it was like. By the last three, we maybe even more. We knew we were going to win when we went to overtime. Patrick Owa was not letting a fucking goal pass in overtime.
No. And that's kind of how Carey Price has been the last.
Yep. Very reminiscent. It's very reminiscent of that confidence that we had with Roy in that year in the overtimes.
And that's also why I won't count them out of winning a Stanley Cup this year now is because of that. Because I witnessed that. I've seen that happen. So anything is possible as long as you get there. As long as you keep getting the opportunity, anything is possible.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Just got to try and work hard. As long as you work hard, work right to the end. You don't know. This game, I've seen many times when you think it's over and it's not. You know?
I definitely thought it was over in 5 games against the Leafs. I was like, yeah, we're done.
No, but I mean, I'm talking about also in the games, right? You're playing the games, right? It looks like, man, how are we going to come back? And then boom, boom, we're tied up, and then, the comeback is on, and like I've seen that happen so many times, But we had a lot more confidence in it happening when I was a kid, when Montreal was the powerhouse. You never gave up till the end.
I'll be back in a sec.
Jeff's going to get the nude ladies. So Troy, hang on. Jeff's going to get the new ladies now. He's got to get them. They're out waiting outside. So just hang on, guys. They're coming. And that's no pun intended on that use of that word. No, there's no nude ladies coming in. It was just I was just having fun earlier to see if people would come into the room. And oddly enough, it worked. How it did, I don't know. Because if you weren't in the room to hear that I said nude ladies, then there's no way you would know I said it. But oddly enough, it triggered a huge uptick in people coming into the room. So sorry, but no, nude girls are not happening in the room. Mostly because YouTube really frowns on it. And I also think Luna would kind of frown on that happening here too. So out of respect to Luna, we won't do that in our room. But it's a nice thought. The Habs seem like dark horse right now, definitely rolling and playing great hockey. If they can keep this rolling over the, let's say the weekend, but, the next 2 games, Sunday and Monday, I'm encouraged that the possibility that they have, a chance going into the final two rounds of the playoffs. So I kind of really would like to see them close it out like that. Show us they have that killer instinct, close out the series, and so until it doesn't happen, that's what I'm hoping for. Rob, you never know that it's going to be the last till it's freaking last. But yeah, who knew?
I did see somebody talked about earlier about Matthias Norlander signing. They wanted us to talk about it. I can't really comment on it because I've only seen the kid play once or twice. But
I can comment on it, and I never saw him play.
The only thing he seems like a PK Subban type defenseman, so we'll see how it works out.
He looks like a good puck moving defenseman, potential to be top pairing, definitely top 4. And to me, Norlander's one of our prospects that to me is pretty much a can't miss. He's not a can't miss, but he's one that shouldn't miss. This is a guy that really shouldn't miss, in my opinion.
He could be another Victor Mete too. So
no, of course. That's why I'm not saying he's a can't miss, but this is a guy that really shouldn't miss. He looks like the real deal. So I'm encouraged. I think it's good that they got him under contract like that. Get him in Laval as soon as possible. Let's see what we got.
Kevin, I agree. I think Scheifele being out and Stastny, like that really.
Stastny has a chance to be back tomorrow.
Yeah, but how healthy is he?
And this is the thing, right? He might be back, but it doesn't mean he's going to be in great shape. And I don't know the status of Dylan DeMello either. So that's also helping. That's a top pairing defenseman in DeMello, out from like early in the game, last game. I don't even know what it is that's wrong with him, but he didn't come back for game 2. I'm hoping he's not back for game 3.
Randy, we talked about that earlier. I can see Romanoff getting put in here during this back-to-back. I really do think he'll probably slot in. It'll either be him or Merrill. But somebody said Merrill's hurt. So
well, I don't think Merrill's ready yet. So yeah, Merrill got hurt in practice or something. I again, they don't announce these things on playoffs what they are. So no idea what it is. I don't even know if it's an upper or lower with Merrill. So yeah, I think Romanoff. And listen, you might even say that if Merrill gets in and Merrill's ready, you might see Merrill and Romanov slot in to give, although not that Kulak Gustafsson have played a ton, but
no, they're playing like 8-9 minutes a game.
It's hard. In playoffs. It's hard to make those decisions. Who gets in and who sits.
I made a comment in one of your videos there today. It's like this whole only playing 4 defensemen a game. And the Jets pounding on us. What they out hit us by like 20-some hits last night. That's the second game in a row that they did that. Like this could wear down on. Like that's what Montreal did to Toronto, and it could wear down on us after a few games. So I'm not getting too cocky. I'm really not. Like, I mean, it's great to be up 2-0. I'd rather be up 2-0 than split 1-1 or down 2-0. But the series is far from over.
Hence the title and the thumbnail, The Odd Couple. You're not getting too cocky. I am. We're the odd couple. I mean, that's how it works. I just had to show off my thumbnail again because,
Oh, definitely, Sean. If
Montreal wins tomorrow. It's okay, ignore me. I'm only the host. I had to do it. What did Sean say now? Huge game tomorrow. Yeah,
huge game tomorrow. Yeah,
well,
especially
again,
without their one of their
it
best
doesn't
players.
it doesn't mean that it finishes the Jets though, because like you said, fourth game is the hardest one to close out. A lot of teams down 3-0 come back and get a game, so it's not unlikely. Oh, God, my nose is itchy.
I'll agree with Kevin there on Stahl. I mean, I really wanted him to get traded here, and then when he looked like a bag of dicks for pretty much the second half of the season, I was like, oh, this is bad.
I'm just taking my sub out for a second.
Yeah, and
entertain.
And then he now that he's playing well in the playoffs, but last night we saw the deficiency of Eric Stahl. He's just not fast enough. He had 2 breakaways that if he was just a little bit quicker, he probably could have got a better shot off. That's the deficiency. But if he keeps playing the way he's been playing defensively and passing the puck and stuff, then I'm willing to give up the fact that he doesn't have the speed to get a breakaway.
I'm back. Got the itch out of my nose. Didn't feel like doing that on camera. Yeah, I what he said. Let's see.
Randy, yeah, you're right. Like, at least Caufield took some shots last night. Like, you can't score if you don't shoot.
Hey, I like what Olds Rocket 88 said. Our toughest series in 86 was against Hartford. I remember that series like it was yesterday. That Hartford, of all teams, took us to the brink. And, overtime in the last game, it looked like Hartford was going to beat us in 86. And if that happened, Montreal doesn't win the Cup in 86, as you see the year. I like that you brought that up, Old Rocket. That's cool.
I can't remember. I was 7 years old. I mean, I remember the Cup, but I don't really remember.
You know what? We never would have thought we would have had a tough series against Hartford. And man, that was a frustrating series. Like literally, it came down to the overtime in Game 7. I don't know if it was a 5 or a 7 game series, but it came down to the overtime in the last game.
Troy, we're all getting old. I can't remember what happened last week sometimes.
Troy's getting old. I don't know how old Troy is. I know I am. And still, I'm only 58. Not that old. Hopefully, I have a long way to go.
Me too, Troy. The few times I've been on not wearing glasses, I couldn't read the chat.
Oh, yeah. If I'm not, I can't read the chat if I'm not looking through my glasses. No way.
Mike Liu, yeah. I remember Mike Liu.
Yeah, Mike Liu was the goalie in Hartford in 86. Man, he was good that series. I would have to say, yeah, no, but he was probably the biggest reason why they took us to the brink. And am I wrong? Who got the winning goal? Was it not possibly Naslin who scored the winner in that overtime?
Can't remember.
No, I'm obviously asking. I can't remember who ran it up to me. Hang on, I gotta go look. My memory. Old Rock, brother. Anyway,
that's exactly what they're doing, which is the smart thing to do.
Hey, stop talking over me. What's that?
I was just replying to Habs Guru.
They need to use Evans incidents. Well, that's what they're doing.
That's the right thing to do.
Did they have Ulf Samuelsson at the time on Hartford?
Probably.
Yeah. I would think so. Hated that guy.
I loved him.
I hated Ulfie.
I loved him when he took Cam Neely out. That was the greatest thing ever.
Piece of shit with his knee out, bastard.
Yeah, but he tortured Cam Neely, so I like him.
Yeah, but how many other guys did he ruin? Screw that.
That was the game back then, though. That's how they played it.
Yeah, so he was one of the worst offenders. So I'm allowed. Hey, listen, I'm allowed to not like Ulfie.
And Don Cherry used to rant and rave and go on like a lunatic over him, put his visor down on his chest. It was great.
No, did not like him. Oh, it was Claude Lemieux. Of course, it was Claude Lemieux who scored the winning game in Game 7 against Hartford, because Claude Lemieux was his job that year. Yeah, that was just what a great game. Of all teams, Hartford. Ray Ferraro was probably on that team, I would think. Ray Ferraro was on that team, eh? Oh, there he goes. Ray Ferraro, Roddy Francis. Rob has it there. I don't know if I see that out of the corner of my eye, but I honestly didn't know. But yeah, I was thinking Ray Ferraro. Ron Francis for sure was there. And
Brandon Shanahan too, wasn't he?
Wait, no, I don't think Shanahan then. No, he was. I don't think so. And wait, there was one. Pat Verbeek also. Good. Pat Verbeek was a pretty good hockey player.
Yeah, he
could score goals. 40-goal scorer, I believe.
Kevin Dineen. Well, he's Mr.
Kevin
Hartford.
Dineen. Yeah. Kevin Dineen was pretty good.
One of my favorite players for Hartford growing up was Kay Whitmore. Backup goalie. Loved him. Dave Tippett. Yeah.
Wait, now, why did Russ Cardinal? Who scored the winning goal then? Russ Cardinal, or who do we have as the winning goal scorer? Claude Lemieux. Who got it? Or are we saying Russ Cardinal play? I don't know.
Hartford should never lost their team. Hartford's situation was the same as Quebec's.
And Quebec lost their team, so.
But it was because of the ownership, not because of the fan base.
Not a huge city, Hartford.
No, but the owner was greasy.
Yeah, true. Isn't he the owner in Carolina?
No, not anymore.
But he was. What, didn't he get the Carolina team after that?
Yeah, well, they moved to Carolina. But it was crazy because
he moved it to Carolina.
Yeah.
Brain fart.
Yeah, Gordie Howe played there with his son.
Good thing about brain farts, they don't smell. Carmanos. Not Carmos, Carmanos. Peter Carmanos, I think, is the guy's name. Am I right?
For what?
The owner that we're talking about? Old Whalers owner.
Fuck, I can't remember.
Peter Carmanos. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Gordie Howe played there. I remember that, 1980. The year they came into the league. Gordie Howe.
He was there with one of his sons, wasn't he?
Both of his sons. Yeah, it must have been Marty and
Mark.
Marty, not a great hockey player. Mark, good hockey player.
He was a defenseman for the Flyers for a decade.
Yeah. And then the Red Wings, right? He went to the Red Wings to end his career?
I can't remember. I just remember him as a Flyer.
Yeah, he was a Flyer. But I'm pretty sure he was there with the two boys. And Marty did not continue, I don't think, after that. But Mark, had a long career. With 5:55 gone in the first extra frame, Lemieux went upstairs, beating Louillet and giving Montreal 2-1 victory, and a pass to the next round on the way to an eventual Stanley Cup. Yeah, thank God, too. We were dying in that series. Houston Aeros is where they played together. Didn't Marty played in the league very briefly, did he not?
I can't remember. I don't know. That's I was a little kid then.
No, I know. I don't expect you to remember that. But I'm saying, I think Marty played in the league a little bit, very, very briefly. He didn't last long because he wasn't very good.
But they did play in Houston together.
They did. That's
I do know that because I watched.
Well, it's the reason. It's the reason why Howe jumped to the WHA was because to play with his kids.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Did he come out of retirement to do that, or did he just jump to the? I don't remember. That I don't remember.
I don't know. I'd have to watch the movie again.
I think he jumped to the WHA to play with his kids, and then
a few guys did though back then.
Oh,
because they were offering big bucks, right?
They were offering a lot of Yeah. Well,
then they couldn't afford to pay them.
Well, I mean, teams moved midway through the season. Well, we played 6 games, doesn't matter. We got no more money.
Yeah.
We're folding. Or half the season's gone. No, man, we're moving to the other division. It was crazy. The WHA was crazy. WHL. What was it? WHA. Crazy league.
Oh, there's a good question from Chris.
So, gents, new topic. How are we feeling about Bergevin, Ducharme now? Oh, I think the consensus is now that they're safe. Everyone wants them back now, without a doubt. A little success will do that for you.
Yeah.
Although for Bergevin, he's done nothing different.
No.
It's just Ducharme. But on the back of the team winning, whether it be Ducharme, whether it be Bergevin interfering or not.
Well, I think if they lost the Leafs, Ducharme was 50-50.
Yeah, but Bergevin was coming back all the way.
Yeah. Now that Ducharme's beat the Leafs, and he instilled the game plan to beat the Leafs in a 7-game series, I think he bought himself at least a chance to coach this team for a year.
Yes, he bought himself, at the very least, he bought himself to start next season.
Yeah.
However short or long the leash might be, I don't know, but he'll be back. And listen, you know what? Deservedly so. I mean, he brought them back around. In the end, he did well. To deserve the chance to get the start for next year, yeah, I think so.
And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It is what it is.
Remember when Gretzky scored on Kelly in '93? Did Gretzky score an own goal? I don't remember that.
I remember him scoring one off the back of Felix Potvin. I remember that.
Well, that's what he's talking about then.
No, Kelly was his own goalie.
Right, it was Kelly Rudy.
I can't remember.
I don't remember him scoring on an own goal.
Wouldn't surprise me. I think something like that did happen, but the big thing I remember, Gretzky was behind the net, threw the puck off Potvin, and scored, and Leaf fans went crazy because the ref got in the way or something.
It was probably Game 7 of their series. Gretzky said that was the best game he ever played.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
That's what he said. I just did something on it, and he said that was his best game ever, in his opinion.
Yeah, I remember the stick measurement too. That was huge. That was.
But you know, most people don't remember what game that was in.
Game 2 or 3, wasn't it?
Game 2. Most people think it was in Game 5, which it was not.
No. If Montreal, because if they lost Game 2, they were down 2 games to
That's what it was.
Going back to LA.
That's what it was. That was the big problem. Hey, John from Hot Digs here. Hey, John, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, John. I thought he was
it's Jeff that's the legend, man. Jeff's a legend in his own mind. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you coming. We're just having a chill Saturday discussion on whatever anybody wants to talk about tonight. It is just Saturday night, buzzed up and baked. Right?
No,
but for me, every night is, so I don't know.
I'm crushing cans.
Remember Coach what's his name's mullet? What was the guy's name?
Barry Melrose.
Barry Melrose. Yeah, he had a hell of a mullet. He wasn't a great coach either. I don't know. I didn't like Barry Melrose.
Had a lot of emotion.
Definitely, yeah. Well, that's how he motivated his team. Didn't he? He liked to scream and yell at the refs. If I remember.
Worked for them that year anyway. They took a mediocre team and took them to the finals. So
no, okay, listen, but I mean, how much of that has has to do with Gretzky himself?
I mean, Gretzky had a great year that year, so
he did. I mean, it was probably his last great year, wasn't it?
No, he had some pretty good years after that.
No, but some good years, but I think that was his last really good Gretzky year. He fell off after that, if I'm correct.
John wants to know who we want to play in the next round if we make it. I want the Avs because there's 4 Nova Scotians on the team.
I want to play the Leafs. Can we do that? No?
Burn.
I'd like to play the Leafs again. That would be really nice.
Although facing Pacioretty would be nice too. So
again, I'm going to say like I did in. Well, I wanted the Leafs in the first round. In the second round, I said I don't care who, and I don't really care. Like I'm not one who really cares. You got to play who you got to play. You got to beat who you play against. I don't know. If you miss somebody in one round, you're gonna face somebody else that's hard in another round. Unless the big teams get knocked out, then that's always better. But I don't know. They're both gonna be tough.
I think it would be pretty epic to watch Fleury versus Price, though. Like the NHL could really push that as marketing wise, like 2 outstanding goaltenders, one without a cup, one with multiple cups.
Yeah,
like that could be a huge thing for the NHL to push.
I'm interested. Like I said, I think either team's going to be hard, so it's going to be a good win against either. I don't feel there's a particular rivalry against the Avs, so that wouldn't sway my I don't know.
Well, the more opportunity I get to watch McKinnon play, I do like watching McKinnon play.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I'm saying there's no rivalry there's no particular rivalry there for either team. So I'm good with either team.
Yeah, exactly, John. That's what I was saying there. Like the Pacioretty thing, there's 2 storylines there with the Knights that could be for exactly, lots of storylines because you got Fleury versus Price, and then you got Pacioretty versus his old team.
No, definitely you do have storylines. True. And versus Ducharme.
Yeah. That's true too.
Yeah. So
right now you got Ehlers versus Ducharme, and nobody's really talking about it.
No, true. New team versus the storied old team. All right, so you guys, I need video ideas. You guys want to write up some video ideas for me? Start now. You guys are doing a good job at it.
Let's talk about that. I want to talk about what Steven's asking there. Let's talk about that.
Delaney, how'd your date go last night? Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh, yeah,
and don't leave out any details. We're all adults here. We're good. And if you have video, send it to me. I'll put it up. No, not happening. Anybody want to come on? Delaney, Steven, John, you want to come on? John, I don't know if you're doing a game. Obviously not if you're in the room here. Let me know. I'll send you a link.
Come on with us, John. Steve.
Delaney. Dave. I was looking at my clock saying that's almost 7 o'clock. It's almost 11 o'clock. Not even 10:30.
Okay, Julie, we were just joking. You didn't have to really tell us. You could have said, "Hold the fuck off."
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Off, guys. Not telling you nothing. No photos. He's going to tell us everything, but no photos. Awesome. So I'm sending you a link. You got to do that live on screen. And in lieu of pictures, bring a pencil and some paper, and we want drawings.
So, Rick, how long were we into this, and you thought we wouldn't be able to do this just off the seat of our ass? But
we're kind of chill, though. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how entertaining this is, but hey, I'm enjoying it.
Get some nuggets, John.
I could be relaxing watching a show that I love, but I mean, I'm enjoying doing this. So no, I'm having fun. Listen, we're almost we got 35 minutes in, so no, we're over an hour. What time did we start? Oh yeah, we're over an hour.
Yeah,
I'm confused at the time. Wow. Yeah, better than I would have thought. John, food's overrated, man. I don't know what.
Well, Rick teased us with a ribeye steak all night last
I had
night,
that for
and then he
supper.
went and
I had
cooked a
that
pizza.
I had that for supper, and it was so tender, and I didn't even really need a knife. Honestly, I could cut it with a fork. It's how tender it was. It was really good.
Well, no wonder you cooked it for 12 hours.
Well, no,
I'm joking.
I cooked it in a frying pan.
Oh, you said you wouldn't do that last time. Like, cook it in the frying pan, it'll be done in 10 minutes. And you're like, oh, no, I'm going to make a pizza. And half an hour later, you're still waiting for the pizza.
Because I forgot to turn the oven on.
Oh, that's right.
I was waiting for it to heat up. I went to check. I forgot to hit, because it's 2 controls, temperature, and then you got oven or whatever, I forgot to put it on bake. I just left it off, and it's like, well, okay. Not going to work like that. Yeah. It's Kyle Dubas's fault.
Yeah, Dubas, yeah.
Kyle Dubas's fault. That's what I say. I stick into that.
Hey, John, who won the Bruins game? Is your friend Dial's girl happy or sad?
Oh, yeah, that's true. She was at the game, eh?
I was watching when you had her on while she was going to her seats. I thought that was pretty cool.
There you go. I sent Delaney a link. See if he comes on. Anybody else? Go once.
We lost Shamir. Where's Shamir?
Where's Shamir? I don't know where Shamir went. Shamir left us.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't listen to us either.
It was your idea to come on here tonight, so you wouldn't listen to us.
Hey,
I'm on your coattail today. So it was your idea. I was expecting, you got this whole thing, and I was lied to. I was expecting to be entertained as well. But here I am having to take over the show. Where was there 14,000 fans?
New York, I think.
Really? Oh, where Isles Girl was at that game? Yeah, that's crazy right now.
Oh.
4-1 Isles. Who are they playing now? Boston.
Boston. That's awesome. I picked the Islanders to win the cup, so
I don't know. I think I might have had Boston. No, I think I might have had Islanders to win. I'm not sure.
We are like a married couple.
Well, we were going to announce it at the end of the playoffs. Hey, listen, it happens now. It's not a weird thing anymore. Don't judge us.
If you guys saw us off stream yelling at each other, you would really think that.
No, they'd really think that. Yeah, no, these guys are married. Yeah, that's what it is.
My wife came down one night and told me I had to apologize.
Yep. Oh, Rob Fry gave us the rainbow. It's official.
It's official now.
Who wants to officiate at the services?
Chris, I didn't watch the game. I assumed both games were tonight, so I kind of didn't really tune in this afternoon.
Just want to warn you, Jeff, since you're the bride, your family's paying for the ceremony.
Oh, I was going to say something really rude there, but
he held back. Yeah.
Ooh, it's my tongue bleeding. It's just going to bring up something about Creed there.
What? Creed?
Yeah.
What, the rock group? Creed?
No. No, I can't. No,
Rocky.
I can't.
Rocky.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
We'll be canceled if I say it.
Yeah, let's not do that. It wouldn't be a good thing. I'm afraid, though.
There you go, Rob.
Oy vey. It'll make my nose grow bigger. Yeah, getting cold. I got cold feet. I'm not getting married. I'm calling it off. I'm sorry.
I'm not pretty
Back
enough.
to your wife. No.
Dave's not judging, though. It's good to know we have Dave's blessing.
We're going in a really weird direction. And I think I don't know if people are coming in or going out because of it. Not sure. So, guys, give us a topic. Give us a topic.
Happy Pride Month. I think that's our topic.
Was it Pride Month? Is it Pride Month? It's not.
It is, yeah.
Oh, June is Pride Month?
Yeah.
Hey, go. I support that.
Shamir says
I don't really go to. Are they having parades this year for that? I guess not. Another year. None of that. I imagine not. Well, in the States, maybe. They're not doing it here. Shamir says he's not coming on tonight. Maybe tomorrow night. How does Matt know that?
I think Shamir actually said that earlier.
Oh,
in the chat.
Well. Anybody else? I don't think anybody wants to be seen with us.
I don't blame them.
I'm proud. I have pride. See, it's Pride Month. I'm proud.
Thanks,
Matt. Appreciate it. We only take cash. We're not registering in anywhere. No register. There's nowhere you're going to find us registered.
There's a really nice knife set I want, Rick. So
no, you can buy it with the cash.
But you won't.
Oh boy, this is going. This ain't getting any better.
Romanoff being held back. Well,
yes, thank you. Back to hockey.
Chris, I think it was they wanted to go with experience for the first couple of games against the Leafs, and then now it's kind of morphed into if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of situation. And that's what I think is going on. I don't think it's an attitude problem. I don't think it's a skill problem. I think it was just they wanted experience, and now it's like, hey, we're winning 5 in a row now. Let's just keep going with what we're doing.
That looks good.
I mean, it's hard to look bad when you only play 8 minutes.
He played 10, a little over 10 minutes last night. Kulak played a little bit more, but not much.
Deegan, I think we will probably see either Merrill or Romanoff in this back-to-back.
Yeah. And maybe, listen, it's possible we'll see them, one in each game. I mean, who knows? You got to think they're going to start easing that ice time on the top 4. They've got to. So, whatever brings them the best result.
I don't know.
I can see Romanov and Merrill slotting in for a game.
I don't know if John's still here, but I'd love to know his opinion on the fact that Montreal's basically playing with 4 defensemen a game, and what he thinks if that's a long-term, if that can work long-term here, or if that may be our downfall here if this series goes long.
I think John ran because with the subject we were talking about. I don't blame him. I don't want to get involved in this. Nope. Yeah, good to see a shorthanded goal. Just would have been nice to see a couple of other kind of goals, but if it was,
I'm waiting for a Caufield goal. That's what I'm waiting for. I'll jump on the bandwagon if he scores a goal.
Someone write to Caufield. Someone call Caufield. Tell him score a goal. Jeff's gonna believe after that.
I'll buy a jersey.
I'm sure he'd like to score,
especially if it's a game winner.
Believe me, I'm sure he'd like to score a goal. I mean, he's not doing it on purpose.
Well, he had some opportunities last night, but
yeah, he had. He just has to keep doing that. One of them's going to go in. He's not.
To be honest with you, I'm surprised he's holding his own out there against the Jets because they're a big team.
Yep. Because he knows how not to get hit until he gets hit. I'll say that, and then he'll get hit.
Well, imagine if that hit had been against him instead of Evans.
Everybody that was in my stream that night would have gotten on a fucking plane and gone down to Winnipeg and done some very unspeakable things to Mark Scheifele's rear end.
Well, if you're into that.
Not a case of that for that incident. I guarantee you, no matter who he is, Scheifele would not have been into it.
Since we're on the topic of Caufield, and he hasn't scored yet in the playoffs, but he is playing, and he hasn't really been effective until last game. He was pretty effective, but he didn't score. But he hasn't hurt us either. What's everyone's thoughts? Like, do we still think he's ready for the NHL, or does he need to score before you think next year is?
Oh, he's not going back to the AHL.
I don't know. It depends on who they sign, really. I think it comes down to who they re-sign and who they target in free agency.
I think Caufield's here to stay.
Maybe.
I'm the coach. Remember that. I know.
Yeah, well, I'm the GM. GM runs this team.
Fire the GM. Fire the GM.
Don't turd me.
No, that's only if I can tard and feather you.
Caufield's a full timer.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't think it would bother. I don't think it would hurt him to play a year in the AHL. Like, I don't think it would really bother him.
I'm not saying it would, but I don't see he goes. I don't think he goes back. Caufield. Okay, here's a question. What happens with Brewer going forward?
I think that's going to be the same kind of a situation as Zach Cassian. You're going to talk to the player, and if he wants to come back, then he comes back. If he feels he can't play in Montreal, then they're going to do the right thing, and they'll trade him to a situation where he can be successful. I think it's a humanitarian type thing here. Like, you got to – I think it's – you can't –
if he's got too much pressure here, then he's got to go somewhere else.
Yeah, and I think Montreal do the right thing. What's best for the person, not the player, not the business. They'll do what's best for the person. And if he really believes he can come back and play, then he'll come back and play.
No, but I mean, if he can't, then it's what's best for the team as well. It's not just what I mean. That's what's best for the team as well. If he can't, I mean, then it's better off that he's not here for everybody involved.
Oh, Rob makes a good point. I think they may leave him unprotected.
Okay, leave him unprotected. You think Seattle? Why would Seattle pick him up?
They may not. His contract's not terrible, and they are going to have to.
No, but it's the unknown. It's the unknown with what's going on with him. Why are they going to pick him up? It's not going to go away. It's not going to be gone away by the time this draft happens.
He's a skilled player in the NHL.
Maybe.
Depending on what's really going on, which, I mean, we have ideas, but we don't know for sure. I mean, he's not the only guy that's had these issues. And they've gone on to still play in the NHL.
Yeah, I wouldn't protect him at this point, to be honest. I wouldn't.
I think I wouldn't pick him up. But I don't want to lose him for nothing either.
Well, sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but cutting and what's the word I'm looking for? Cutting your losses sometimes is actually beneficial when it doesn't seem like it, but it could be.
I mean, the trade-off could be just the cap space and a flat cap. That could be more valuable than
it might be at this point. It might be at this point, right? Because it's not going to be an easy trade to make.
I don't necessarily believe that, Alphonse.
Is it, Alphonse.
I don't necessarily believe that. There's a ton of really good goalies going to be available.
Yeah, I agree. Now I think there's a chance Allen goes there, but
and it's not like Jake Allen played out of his mind.
Yeah, right. No, it's not even. Look at his numbers and everything. They were good, but they weren't great. So when you look at that, yeah, there's not really a particular reason why Seattle's going to go, oh, well, it's Jake Allen we got to get, because there are going to be a lot of other goalies that would be just as good to take. So, yeah, I don't know that necessarily Allen is going to go to Seattle.
Someone's saying about Drew and Tatar, but you have to remember there's players that are getting raises too. Like Gallagher's contract kicks in, KK's going to get a raise. Suzuki up for a raise?
No, next year. After next season.
Well, you got to plan for that too.
Yeah, plan for that.
So it's not really like there's going to be a ton of money available.
It's actually not 2. Is it 2.85 or 2.35 for Allen? 2.35, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
No, I mean, there's other goalies out there too. It's not. No, I don't think it's that cut and dried. Yeah, that's the right way. Anymore, like we thought at the beginning of the year.
I mean, he very well could be the one that goes, but I don't know if Montreal has to leave somebody else unprotected. That might be the player they pick, right? Like if, say, Kulak's unprotected. Seattle may want a defenseman more.
Kulak's going to be unprotected. Why would I don't see them protecting Kulak? They only got 3 defenseman spots.
Like it to me, in my opinion, they can look at like who can we get from other teams compared to what we can get from Montreal. If Jake Allen's the best possible person that they can get from Montreal, then sure, they'll take him. But if they can get another goaltender on the free agency market or off of another team that's comparable to Jake Allen or better than Jake Allen, they'll probably take that goaltender and then take one of our other players.
Yeah, look, Sherratt very likely could be available. I mean, like, who do you think the 3 defensemen are that we're going to protect?
Is it 3 or 4?
3.
Well, you gotta protect Weber. He's the captain.
Yeah, Weber, Petrie.
I think that leaves a bad optic if you don't protect him, unless you have a conversation with them first and say, we're going to leave you unprotected, and hopefully they don't take you.
Right. Petrie.
You're protecting Petrie, and you're protecting Edmondson.
Yep. So that leaves Sherratt, Kulak. They have to be protected, or they're left unprotected. So, no, I think there's a lot of options on Montreal that a team might look at and say, well, no, we're not going to take Allen. We're going to take.
And actually, for anybody that wants to get a deep dive into the whole Seattle Kraken, what their strategy may be, Hockey Guy put out an excellent video today. It's about 20 minutes long, 25 minutes long, where he talks about the different strategies and the difference between when Vegas came in the league to what Seattle's facing with the flat gap and stuff. It's actually, it was very, very, very good video. So there's a couple different strategies that Seattle could go with here, that they may target free agent players, or they may target their strategy may be to make the cap floor and then go after unrestricted free agency and stuff like that. Like, there's a couple different things he talks about, and a lot of it makes sense. Not to promote another channel, but if somebody wants to go check out that video and give you a different perspective what Seattle may do. It's because it's not the same situation that Vegas came into this league with. Like, Vegas came into the league and spent right to the cap. And it kind of came back to bite them a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, no, it did. It did. Look at the money problems they had at the beginning of the season.
So Hockey Guy's kind of thinking that they may leave 10 or 20 million on the cap so that they can have maneuver So
to me, that means you're looking at a guy like Kulak, who's got a 1.85 million contract, which is unless I got to check. I don't know. Is Kulak actually signed beyond this year? He might not be.
I think he's got one more year.
One more? Because I think he signed a 3-year deal, not a 2-year deal. And I always think it's a 2-year deal. I think that's what it is. So Kulak's affordable, under $2 million. Sherratt's not even making a lot at 3.5. Allen at 2.8 might actually be if you're looking to go only to the floor. As far as goalies, he might be making on the low end. But you know what? If you're looking for a starter, I don't think it's Allen. So, and if you're looking for a starter and a backup and you want to be affordable, then Allen isn't your backup because he's probably making more than you want to pay for a backup. So don't look at it like that.
Say, like, people want to go and watch the Hockey Guys video that you put out today about it. Like, I thought it was pretty interesting, and it raised some questions that made me think about it a little bit.
I didn't see that out there yet.
Yeah, like, I don't necessarily think that Seattle's going to go after Jake Allen. They may take one of our defensemen or one of our forwards first.
Yeah, listen, I think it's a good shot that is between Sherratt or Lehkonen even. Lehkonen's a good...
I was going to say, Lehkonen's going to be unprotected.
The only thing I don't know... See, this is what I don't know. Okay, he's a restricted free agent, but he has no contract for next year. Is that like a UFA and you can't...
Well, that was one of the things that Shannon talked about was, will they target RFAs? Where they can say, hey, we'll give you $5.5 million for 3 or 4 years, and the other, knowing that the team can't offer them that contract because almost every team's bang against the cap, right?
Right.
So there's some strategies there that they could use with the RFA situation that Seattle or that Vegas didn't have that option.
So yeah, we'll see. Primo does not have to be protected. Oh, Primo not ready. I get you. Okay, yeah, Primo not ready yet. Whoop.
Yeah. Harry,
I was just looking at that.
I don't think they touch Braden Holtby with a 10-foot pole.
Oh no, I don't think so either. First of all, wait, Holtby a free agent or he signed for a couple of years, 4 years there, right? I don't know. I think too much money. But he's making what, 4 something? I don't know. You want to?
Vancouver's not going to protect him.
No.
And why would you want to? That I'm pretty sure Seattle's going to be in Vancouver's division. That's going to be your biggest rivalry. Why would you want to take a bad contract away from them and help them out?
Right. There's another thing. Good point. Seattle could just take a piece to cripple teams, but then you do that too often, you cripple yourself. No? I'm not sure if that's actually accurate, what I just said. Oh, well. Never mind.
It's going to be interesting. I think, like Shannon does.
They're not taking Tatar.
The expansion draft
is UFA.
Won't be as much fireworks as we think it's going to be. I think it'll actually... The fireworks will come after free agency starts with Seattle.
You know, the expansion draft won't be what?
I don't think it's going to be as crazy as everyone thinks it's going to be. It's not going to be like when Vegas came in with all these trades, and I think it's going to be after the expansion draft's over. That's when Seattle's going to make all their moves.
I don't know.
And that's kind of what Shannon talks about. He's like, they may not make big splashes during the expansion draft. It'll be after the fact.
Harry, I don't think you have that right, what an RFA is. RFA, okay, that means the team has the right to match. Not match, to qualify. So they just have to give a qualifying offer to an RFA, which is a certain percentage above the season before. And that's all they have to do. Then a player, an RFA, has the right to refuse. And if he refuses, I believe, then can be not bought out, but then can win his free agency. Is that how it works?
Yeah,
or
but they
get
also
demoted, or I'm
the
not
team
sure
also has the right to match any offer another team gives
with an RFA. Yes.
So if someone comes in and offers, I'm trying to think of who's an RFA. We have Kotkaniemi. If a team comes in, say Seattle offers Kotkaniemi $10 million a year, Montreal has the right to match that or let Seattle have him,
and get 5 first-round picks.
Yeah,
5 seasons in a row. That's at that price. If they sign someone for $10 million, you're giving up 5 first-round picks. So they're not. No one's signing KK for $10 million because they might have to give 5 first-round picks to get KK. That's a little much.
Harry, I suggest you go and watch the Hockey Guys video because he does talk about the UFAs and how teams in Seattle may work around that. And I was kind of shocked with some of the things he was talking about. I was like, oh, because some teams may protect their UFAs rather than not negotiate with them right yet, but protect them because free agency is like 4 days after the fact. So he was talking about that. I thought some of it was kind of interesting.
Also, too, something here. The team cannot Seattle cannot negotiate with Tatar before the expansion draft because the expansion draft is before free agency period. So that can't happen. That's not an option. What was this? No, the RFA player doesn't want to come back. They don't qualify him. No, but if the guy doesn't want to come back, but they qualify him, I don't know that he has much choice there.
He doesn't have a choice.
There's something there.
He can hold out.
He can hold out is the only thing. Yeah.
I got to pee.
Yeah, go ahead. So, yeah, I know it's confusing. I don't have it all either, but I don't. Yeah, that's not how it works. Philly did to Nashville with Weber contract we own. Wait, what is that? Philly did to Nashville with Weber's contract we own. Right. No, now I get what you're saying. Right. Philly, they whatever offer sheeted. Weber, he signed it. It was a 14-year deal at the money he's making. And that's right. Nashville matched it. And that's why it is the way it is. Wait, where's that? There, get rid of that. Yeah, Bergevin tried to offer sheet Aho, but not at the kind of money where we'd have to give up 5 first-round picks. I don't remember what it was. It was something first round and 2 seconds or something like that, but it wasn't 5 first rounds. It all depends on the money you're offering in the offer sheet to how much the compensation would be. It's like I think I know it sometimes, and then you see I'm still confused about some things too. It's not, I don't know. It's confusing. And some guys can't be offer sheeted. There's also that. They're called 10-5, Section 10-5 or something like that. They can't be offer sheeted. They don't have whatever. So some guys you can offer sheet RFAs, and some RFAs you can't offer sheet. They're not eligible for offer sheets. So that's also confusing, and I don't know how that works.
Yeah, Harry, I'm with you. It's very confusing.
Yeah, like who can be offer sheeted and who can't. Like, okay. Because I think
it's after so many games played that they can be.
No, I'm not sure exactly because I believe like Paling was one of those that couldn't be offer sheeted. He can't be offer sheeted
because he didn't play enough games, but he was over the.
I'm not sure what the qualifications are for that. That's the thing. Yeah, so it could be. You could be right. I don't know.
And then the whole pandemic thing that changed a lot of the rules too for it.
Who are the non-Montreal free agents available this season? What do you mean? All the free agents? I don't know all the free agents available.
Google. Use Google.
Google it. I have no idea of all of them. Oh, if we make it past the Jets, what are your predictions for the series against Colorado? Iffy at best.
Same chance they had against the Leafs. Really?
Well, the same chance they have. No, I guess that's not fair to say. It'd be a tough series for them. I mean, it'd be tough for them.
Like we were talking about this last night, and I was just like, I've been watching a lot of the other teams play, and the speed and the physical, like just the game that these other teams are playing it's not quite up to, like, this North Division hasn't really been up to snuff with what the rest of the league has been doing all year. So I'm not saying that Montreal or Winnipeg can't match that intensity, but I don't know. I was watching the Avalanche play pretty much off and on all season, and then watching their playoff round here against the Golden Knights, like, and those are some pretty big, skilled, fast teams. So Montreal's in tough. We're in tough. No matter, but you're supposed to be in tough. It's the semifinals. Like, it's not supposed to be easy.
KK has to be protected. He is in his third season. It's 2 seasons or less, and that's why Suzuki does not have to be protected. But KK does, because he's in his third season. So definitely they're protecting KK.
Sure, Dave, but I think it would cost you more to come and get them than it would be what you would make off them.
Without a doubt.
And you can't come to Nova Scotia right now. So you'd have to, like, quarantine in a hotel for 14 days. So it's way out of your price range.
Yeah, I don't know if we're better, even if they're getting beaten up over there. I don't know. I hope you're right.
Vegas is a huge team.
Yeah,
like, they're huge.
Aho signed a 5-year, $42.27 million offer sheet. Carolina would have compensated a first, second, and third. That's what it was, one of each. Yeah, it all depends on the money.
It depends on the money, yeah.
Montreal plays such a suffocating defensive, intricate game as the underdog. You just never know how far they can go. Well, that's my
point. Trap. They're playing the trap.
They're playing a modified trap, yes.
But it took them all season.
Absolutely are.
It took Montreal all season to figure out that they're not the team that they were for the first 3 weeks of the season.
Right.
And they need to play the trap to win. And now it's working.
Yeah, a modified version of the trap.
Well,
like, that's better. Like, it's better, but it is not.
I tried to jump
below the 2 first-round. Who was offered just below the 2 first-round picks? What?
Aho. When we made the offer, it was just under the threshold for the next tier of
Aho. Oh, he put who? That's why. Okay, it's Aho. Yeah, you're right. Trap against the Leafs. Well, I think they're trying that against Winnipeg too.
Well, they definitely played the trap last night.
Yeah, they're blocking out the middle. That's basically, you're pushing them to the perimeter. Isn't that basically what the trap is?
Is it 11 players we're allowed to protect total?
No, here it is. You're allowed to protect 2 ways: 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, 1 goalie. Or 1 goalie, 8 skaters.
Yeah.
Those are your 2 options. No other options than that. No soup for you.
But you have to qualify that too, though. You don't have to protect your UFA or your RFAs. You don't have to protect, right? Like, you don't have, like, Suzuki doesn't qualify for the expansion.
Yeah,
so you don't have to
players who have played less than 2 seasons and under a certain amount of games doesn't have to be protected. anybody with a no movement clause, no trade clause does not have to be protected. Does not.
No, they have to be protected.
Excuse me. Yeah, there's all kinds of rules. It's confusing, but yeah. It's not a ton of we don't have a ton of players that are going to be exposed, but there'll be 3-4 players that are exposed.
We got veterans that are going to be exposed, like Lehkonen.
There's 3 or 4 good players that are going to be exposed, and there'll be a bunch of players that aren't going to get picked for sure that are going to be exposed. But yeah, it's not like a ton of players are going to be exposed. But you have to make that choice of those 10 players and a goalie of the ones that you have that are eligible to be exposed. If you're a team that doesn't have a lot, you still have to expose a certain amount. Like you got to have one goalie has to be exposed, and you have to expose. I think I don't know the numbers on the defense and the forwards, but you have to have players that are exposed to the draft. You have to, and one goalie has to be exposed. And I don't know the qualifications. So, sorry,
how's that work for New York? Because I don't think any of their goalies will qualify. They got 3 goalies. I don't think any of them would qualify to be.
Then exposed. Somebody, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how that works.
The Islanders have one goalie. They're going to protect Varlamov, and they don't have to protect Sorokin.
Yeah, but they've got other guys in the organization that can be exposed. Doesn't have to be one of your roster players. It has to be somebody that qualifies. You could have somebody in the minors that qualifies.
Mm-hmm. But it has to be somebody that played in the NHL.
For goalies, I don't know if the qualifications are exactly the same, right? Goalies might have some different qualifications for who qualifies or not. So, but like Lindgren, I believe if Lindgren wasn't going to be a free agent after it, right? If he was signed one more year, you expose Lindgren. That would qualify.
That might be the move.
Well, they got to sign him again. He's a free agent, so. But I believe Lindgren would qualify. He might not. I don't mind keeping around for depth. He might not have played enough games in the last 2 seasons. I don't know, but other than that, he would qualify age and amount of seasons he's played in professional. So.
Nexus, yeah, like I don't know, I got family that like they're talking. I got family shooting off the other day. Oh, we cheated. What? Like how? Okay.
I could make a comparison to a certain country's political situation. But I'm not going to because it's kind of the same thing. But yeah, because they're going to always have an excuse, no matter what. It's easier to make an excuse of stolen election. Did I say that? No, to make an excuse of the reason that they lost, than to own up for the fact that they weren't good enough. Is really what the Leafs fans are going to try to do. So it doesn't surprise me at all. But yeah, they're still out there chirping away.
Jackson, I think a sweep would actually help the team.
Which one? Oh, up Jackson. There. Okay, because he's got 2 comments there. Is it a good thing that we could sweep the Jets? Yeah. Because we're far behind the other 3 series. So if anything that could happen that could even up the time that Montreal has in between series, and maybe give them a little bit of time off, and even them with the other 3 divisions, that's only got to be good. And maybe they'll come out with like a few days off extra that they wouldn't have had.
Yeah, like they're going to get – it's not going to be as long a time off as it would have been for an American team if they sweep. Plus the amount of minutes that guys like Weber and Petrie are playing, and even Carey Price, like with back-to-backs in there, and the way and the schedule that Montreal played at the end of the season, I think
a little bit of rest,
extra 2 or 3 days isn't going to hurt.
No, it'd be really good. 2 or 3 days is not like 7 or 8 days. 2 or 3 days off in between series is fine. It's when you go past that, it could be a problem.
Because the advantage is the next round we're going off to play American teams, where poor Winnipeg had to sit around for a whole week waiting for Montreal.
Yeah, because they
and I think it hurt them in game 1.
Oh, it definitely did. Definitely did. Now, it's still what's up in the air, though, about next round is where they play and where they base themselves out of. Because if the borders don't open up, then the Canadian team has to go down to the States and stay there.
Well, your old buddy Legault better start lobbying his buddy Trudeau to
knock over another can of beer there, Mr. Jeff. I don't think Trudeau. Well, Trudeau and Legault probably are buddies now, but so is Doug Ford and Legault are they're friends now. Yeah, right. I know. Yeah, right.
Commies stick together.
It depends on how much beer Legault sends over to Doug Ford's house.
Kanakistan.
Yeah. When will the league get some balls? Never. And give real significant suspensions to get rid of the dangerous career-ending injuries. How many games did Dale Hunter get 20 years ago?
I'll flip that question back to you. When's the NHLPA going to take it seriously?
When are the players going to flip that one at you with your own argument? When are the players going to take it seriously?
That's what I'm saying. When's the NHLPA?
Oh, you said the NHLPA. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, 100%. As Jeff has made me informed, I didn't really understand that. No, the players are just as much at fault here for all of that stuff because they kind of they negotiate what we're arguing against. They negotiate for it. So they want it, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. Don't get it.
Collective. That's what happens in collective bargaining.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much pressure they might have been under, in the end to give in to that. But in the end, they
believe me, the league would love to jack up the fines. Love to. And the owners would love to not have to pay salary.
And let me ask you, here's a question. I never thought of putting it this way. They're all in a union together. They all know each other. Sometimes they play on the same teams as far as national teams and all that. How many people you're a group of friends, but yet you go out and you try to kill each other every now and then, and it's okay, and you're okay with it? Like, where does that happen anywhere else in life?
That happens when you're a teenager.
What's wrong with these guys? No, but what's wrong with these guys that they don't get that they shouldn't hurt each other like that?
It's all about the scratch, man.
Well, yeah, I know. It's a problem. It's like a catch-22 thing.
Wrestlers. Yeah. Good point, Rob.
What? What about wrestlers? I missed it.
Wrestlers do it all the time to each other.
Yeah, and we're talking about real, though. Not fake. You all know wrestling's fake, right? Y'all know
injuries aren't, though.
Yeah, because accidents happen, but that doesn't make it wrestling real. Wrestling is like going to the movies. That's all. Why don't like wrestling?
Prospects next year? Well, I think we might.
You can see wrestling fans because they shut me up whenever I talk about that. They go change the subject real quick. Sorry.
Do you blame them? Do you blame them?
I don't. It was nice having Jeff on with us tonight.
I'm not a wrestling fan. I was.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought you were. No, I'm not a wrestling fan.
20 years since I watched wrestling.
Any prospects you think Montreal could bring up for debut next season?
Probably Goalie, Norlander.
Yeah, I would expect Norlander. No, I don't think Norlander will make it to it, but I think Goalie will see for a couple games.
Maybe. I don't think we will, but it's possible.
Fleury's still a prospect. Fleury could make his way back.
Paling, obviously.
Paling, yeah, definitely. Paling, I think Paling has a good shot. Depending on what Deneau does, if Deneau signs or not, Paling could be on the team next year. And who knows what's going to happen with Edmonds' injury, right? That could make a big difference too.
Sorry, Dave. I don't know what you mean.
Who? Sorry, what? Huh? Who?
Dave's question, a little off topic. He says, which brings in more money from the organization, NHL or WWE? Wrestlers are independent contractors, so they're not in the union.
WWE makes money. The wrestlers don't necessarily make money, like you think, unless they're the huge ones. But other than that, no. I don't like wrestling.
There's a good question from. Well, I don't know if it's a question, but I think it's a statement. But there's a good topic. Whoa. What do we do with Danault? Do we think he's earned his 5.5 in this playoffs?
Danault has earned his contract again?
So that 5.5 that was supposedly offered, that was leaked, has he earned that through the playoffs?
Probably.
I don't think he has. I don't think they can let him go, but I don't think they can afford to pay him the 5.5. I think if Danault wants to stay in Montreal, he has to take a lesser contract.
They can trade Carey Price to get the money.
Well, I'm keeping Price over Danault.
I'm just bugging you. I mean, depending on who they lose. Drouin.
I'm not overpaying Drew. I'm not overpaying Danault.
But Drouin's departure could make it possible.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. But does that make us better?
Well, you think we're better without him here in the playoffs?
I don't think we're as good as we could be with him. I would rather have both Danault and Drouin right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Drouin, I don't think he'll be back. Like Dreams says there, I don't think he'll be back.
I don't think, but if we're letting Drouin go, I'm bringing in someone else of higher caliber.
Oh, no, without a doubt. I mean, there will be if anyone thinks there's not going to be new players coming in next season, that's ridiculous.
Like, I'm not counting on Caufield to take over for Drouin and Tatar. Like, that's not happening. He's not going to replace...
not for both. That's ridiculous. You're going to need a left winger. If Drouin's gone and Tatar, you got to bring in another left winger. We're going to get two weak on the left side.
You re-signed, but I'm also not paying Danault 5.5. Not in a flat cap.
So maybe he gets 4.5.
I also do believe, though, that this team can't succeed without Danault because our other centers haven't stepped up to overthrow him yet, which is controversial, I know, but I still don't think Suzuki or KK are better centers than Danault is right now. Yes, they may.
Yes, they scored. Evans makes a big. Evans' injury puts a damper on.
And that's another. Yeah, that's true too. That's
like four or five
concussions for that kid.
Yeah. And maybe with Evans' injury, that maybe even more reason that you got to kind of keep Danault.
Well, you're hoping Paling comes in.
Yeah, okay, but Paling, Evans is farther along than Paling, so Paling now you got to start a little bit. So you still kind of need Danault.
Actually, no, aren't Paling and Evans? Didn't they both come out of college?
Yeah, but
same time?
Evans has more experience.
I don't know. $5 million for Danault is a lot of money. If he scored even 5 goals more, I could see it. But
also $4.5 million.
I look at him. What's the guy in Calgary, Backlund? What's he making? That's what I paid him.
No idea.
It's the same type of player.
Backlund's probably making 5.5, I think.
Let's look him up. Give me a second.
I don't think Backlund is cheap, like you're thinking. I really don't. By the way, we're probably going to be another 5 minutes because we're almost at 2 hours. I don't think Delaney's making it back.
No. Cap friendly.
And I didn't check my email again, so I guess I'm sorry if anybody did send me, but they would have said something.
You slacker.
I know.
You made me sit here this whole time.
I made you sit here. Yes. That's what happened. That's what I cracked my whip.
Team Calgary, where you at? Why aren't these teams in alphabetical order? Cap friendly. Let's see. Backlund. Oh, Backlund's making 5.3.
What did I say? What did I say? 5.5. I wasn't far off.
I don't even think he's worth 5.5.
So you are you gonna eat your words or what?
No, because I don't think he's worth it.
You said he should make the same as Backlund. Well, 5.3.
Well, now I changed my mind now that I have all the
information.
information.
I asked you, you said no. Which one is it then? Make up your mind.
Dano, 4 million. That's about as much as I'm willing to go. In a flat cap.
He's not taking that. I don't think he'll take 4. I would offer him. I had said I think I'd offer him what Toffoli makes. Now it's not a huge difference, but I'd offer him at least. I'd offer him 4.5. I think that's fair at this point. Hey, Petty, how's it going? We've got another few minutes.
Rob Fry, that is not what we really want him to be doing. We want him to be able to do that, yes, but we don't want him actually playing top line. We want somebody that can actually do both, like a Suzuki to take that next step, be a elite goal scorer or point getter, and be a shutdown guy. And then you have Dano behind him to take out big players. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, I agree. Like, I love Dano. I think he's a great player. It sucked that he wasn't scoring goals this year, but at the same time, Dano should not be our top line center. We need someone to take that,
of course,
to overthrow him. We need someone to overthrow him, knock him down. But then, do you want to pay him like he's a second line center? I still don't even think he's worth paying as a second line center, because ideally Dano is an excellent third line center, and then his offense is not a big deal then, and he can, if he scores 20 goals or he scores 10 goals, it's not going to matter. Everything he does is gravy because he's the third line center. He's a shutdown guy. He's doing what he's great at, and there's no pressure on him then. But if the minute you start paying him big money, then that starts affecting how you fill out the rest of the roster. And with guys like Weber and Price on the team, we don't have that luxury. Next thing you know, we're in trouble like the Leafs are.
All right. I think on that note, we're going to call it a night because we're at 2 hours. It's a lot longer than I thought we might manage. So
I hope everybody kind of enjoyed it. It was kind of relaxed. It wasn't as chill, fired up as we usually get.
No, it was chill. Saturday night, no games, chill. Time to chill a little bit before tomorrow's game.
Tomorrow's game should be interesting.
Should be.
Do you think we see some pushback from Winnipeg?
I hope not. Well, of course, I would think. Depends on the lineup.
I mean, it's pretty much a must-win for them.
Well, it is, yeah.
Tomorrow's game is must-win for Winnipeg.
We should see the most pushback, but see how Montreal handles it.
And I don't think they're going to lie down and die like the Leafs did after Game 6.
Well, no, but they might. I mean, you see the stats on Dubois? 0 goals in his last 20 games, Mr. Dubois.
I still love the kid.
I know, but I'm glad we didn't fucking trade for him.
I wish we had him.
I'm glad we didn't.
Imagine what he'd be doing in Montreal.
Yeah, 0 goals in 20 games. Then we'd be fucking go, what, another Drouin?
I still think we'd be better off with him.
Yeah, not at the cost it would have. No.
That's an argument we'll have another day.
Yeah, because we got no time. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank Jeff for giving me the idea to. Well, it's Jeff's idea. I did all the work, but it's Jeff's idea. But thanks, Jeff, for having you.
I carried you.
Yeah, you carried me. It carried me. Yeah, but as far as I can carry you, not far.
I didn't see much hate. I guess I didn't piss anybody off tonight. I don't see no hate.
Because we're chill tonight. We're just chill tonight. So yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate that you guys had us in your whatever, on your phones or on your computer screens for the last 2 hours. And we'll be back tomorrow. Some version of everybody will be back tomorrow. The pregame show will be on at 5 tomorrow because the game is at 6. So look for that. And then the game is at 6. So we'll be on then too. And hopefully we'll have a really good game and a good result. So I want to thank everybody for being here and joining us and all that. Give a thumbs up on your way out. Appreciate that. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed, please do that. Yes, 3-0. Please do that. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow on the pregame and the game. And go Habs go. Go Habs go. So thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there.
My Nova Scotia brethren.
Yeah. Ciao, everybody. Enjoy the rest of what's left of Saturday night.